Ilara's Enchanted Jungle Quest, The Mystical Compass. Chapter 1, The Whisper of the Jungle. In the heart of the verdant realm, where emerald vines twisted around ancient trees and the air shimmered with the songs of unseen birds, lived a young adventurer named Ilara. She was no ordinary girl. Her auburn hair gleamed like polished copper, and her eyes, the color of storm-tossed seas, held a spark of unyielding curiosity. Ilara was raised by the Keepers, a secretive order of scholars who guarded the ancient secrets of the jungle. They taught her to read the stars, decipher the rustling leaves, and listen to the heartbeat of the earth itself. The verdant realm was no ordinary jungle. It was alive, pulsing with magic that wove through every root and petal. Legends spoke of its heart, a hidden grove where the great tree stood, its branches cradling the secrets of the world. But the path to the great tree was guarded by trials, and only the worthy could find it. Ilara had grown up on these tales, her heart yearning to uncover the truth behind the myths. One misty morning, as dawn painted the sky in hues of gold and rose, Ilara was summoned to the Keeper's sanctum, a cavern adorned with glowing crystals and ancient carvings. Elder Mirren, the wisest of the Keepers, stood before a stone pedestal, her silver hair cascading like a waterfall. In her hands, she held a small, ornate object, a compass, its surface etched with runes that pulsed faintly with light. "Ilara," Mirren said, her voice steady but heavy with purpose. "The time has come. The jungle whispers of a coming shadow, a force that seeks to unravel the magic of our realm. The great tree calls for a champion, and the signs point to you." Ilara's heart raced. She had dreamed of adventure, but to be chosen as the jungle's champion? It was both thrilling and terrifying. Mirren handed her the compass, its needle spinning wildly before settling on a direction that led deep into the uncharted jungle. "This is the mystical compass," Mirren explained. "It does not point north but to the heart of the jungle's will. It will guide you to the first trial, but beware, its path is fraught with danger, and its guidance is not always clear." Ilara clutched the compass, feeling its warmth against her palm. "What must I do?" she asked. "Find the Grove of Echoes," Mirren replied. "There, you will face the first trial. The jungle will test your courage, wisdom, and heart. If you succeed, you will be one step closer to the great tree. If you fail," her voice trailed off, but her eyes spoke of perils untold. With a satchel of supplies, a dagger at her hip, and the compass in hand, Ilara set out. The jungle welcomed her with a symphony of sounds, chirping insects, rustling leaves, and the distant roar of a hidden beast. She felt the weight of her quest, but also the thrill of the unknown. Chapter 2, The Path of Whispers. The jungle was a labyrinth of green, its paths twisting and turning like the thoughts of a dreaming god. Ilara followed the compass, its needle unwavering as it led her deeper into the wild. The air grew thick with the scent of moss and earth, and the canopy above blocked out all but slivers of sunlight. Strange flowers glowed faintly, their petals unfurling as if watching her pass. As she ventured further, the jungle seemed to shift around her. Vines slithered across her path, and the ground beneath her feet pulsed with a subtle rhythm. The compass began to hum, a low, melodic vibration that sent shivers down her spine. She paused, scanning the surroundings. That's when she heard it, a whisper, soft and fleeting, like a breeze carrying words from a forgotten language. "Turn back," the whisper said. "The jungle does not yield its secrets lightly." Ilara tightened her grip on the compass. "I'm not turning back," she said aloud, her voice steady despite the chill in her bones. The whisper grew louder, joined by others, until it felt like the jungle itself was speaking. "Prove your worth," the voices said, overlapping in a chorus. Prove your heart. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and a massive stone slab rose before her, blocking the path. Carved into its surface was a riddle, glowing with the same runes as the compass. I am taken from a mine and shut up in a wooden case from which I am never released, and yet I am used by almost every person. What am I? Ilara frowned, her mind racing. She traced the runes with her fingers, feeling their warmth. The jungle was silent now, waiting. She thought of the keeper's teachings, of riddles meant to test not just logic, but intuition. A mine, a wooden case, never released, yet used by all. Her eyes widened. Pencil lead, she said, then corrected herself. No, graphite. It's taken from a mine, encased in a wooden pencil, never removed, but used by many when writing. The slab shuddered, then sank into the earth, revealing a narrow path lined with glowing mushrooms. Ilara exhaled, her heart pounding. The compass. The compass hummed again, urging her forward. Chapter 3. The Grove of Echoes. Hours passed, or perhaps days. Time seemed to blur in the jungle's embrace. The compass led Ilara to a clearing where the air shimmered with a strange silvery light. The Grove of Echoes was unlike anything she had ever seen. Massive trees formed a circle, their branches interwoven like a cathedral's vaulted ceiling. In the center stood a pool of water, its surface smooth as glass, reflecting a sky that wasn't there. As Ilara stepped into the grove, the compass spun wildly, then stopped, pointing to the pool. She approached cautiously, her reflection staring back at her. But as she looked closer, the reflection changed. It wasn't her face, but a younger version of herself, small, frightened, clutching a tattered book of fairy tales. The image shifted again, showing Ilara standing before the great tree, radiant with power. Choose, a voice echoed, deep and resonant, as if the grove itself spoke. Seek the truth of your heart, or be lost to the shadows of doubt. The pool rippled, and 3 objects emerged, floating above the water. A golden crown, a silver dagger, and a crystal orb. Each pulsed with its own light, and Ilara felt their pull. The crown promised power, the dagger strength, and the orb wisdom. But the compass vibrated in her hand, its needle pointing not to the objects, but to the pool itself. Ilara hesitated. The objects were tempting, each whispering promises of greatness. But the compass had guided her this far, and she trusted its truth. Kneeling by the pool, she reached out, touching the water. It was warm, alive, and as her fingers brushed the surface, the objects vanished. The pool glowed, and a figure rose from its depths. A woman made of light, her eyes kind but piercing. You chose not for power, strength, or wisdom alone, the figure said, but for the truth within you. The jungle sees your heart, Ilara, and it deems you worthy. The figure extended a hand, and a small, radiant seed fell into Ilara's palm. Plant this in the heart of the jungle, the figure said. It is the first step to the great tree. But beware, the shadow grows stronger, and the trials ahead will test you further. The grove began to fade, the trees dissolving into mist. Ilara found herself back in the jungle, the seed warm in her hand, the compass pointing to a new path. She felt changed, as if the grove had awakened something within her, a spark of magic perhaps, or simply the courage to continue. Chapter 4. The Shadows Stirring. As Ilara pressed on, the jungle grew darker, the air heavier. The compass's light dimmed, and the whispers returned, now tinged with malice. You will fail, they hissed. The shadow awaits. She pushed forward, her resolve unshaken. The path led to a ravine where a rickety rope bridge swayed over a chasm. Below, the shadows seemed to writhe, forming shapes that clawed at the air. Ilara tested the bridge, her heart pounding as the ropes creaked. Halfway across, a gust of wind shook the bridge, and a figure appeared at the far end, a creature of shadow, its eyes glowing like embers. "You seek the great tree?" It snarled, its voice like breaking glass. "Turn back or be consumed." Ilara drew her dagger, its blade glinting in the dim light. "I'm not afraid of you," she said, though her voice wavered. The creature laughed, a sound that echoed through the chasm. "You will be." It lunged, and Ilara dodged, the bridge swaying dangerously. She swung her dagger, but it passed through the creature as if it were smoke. The compass pulsed in her pocket, and she remembered the seed. Clutching it, she felt a surge of warmth, and the seed glowed, casting a light that made the creature recoil. "Stay back!" Ilara shouted, holding the seed aloft. The creature hissed, then dissolved into the shadows, its laughter fading into the wind. Ilara crossed the bridge, her legs trembling, but her spirit unbroken. The compass pointed onward, deeper into the jungle, where the great tree waited. She knew the shadow would return, stronger and more cunning, but she also knew she carried the jungle's light within her. Chapter 5. The journey continues. With the seed in her satchel and the compass in hand, Ilara ventured deeper into the verdant realm. The jungle seemed to watch her now, its presence both guardian and judge. She thought of the keepers, of Mirren's faith in her, and of the tales that had fueled her dreams. The great tree was out there, its secrets waiting to be uncovered, and Ilara would not falter. As night fell, the stars pierced the canopy, and the compass glowed brighter, its needle steady. Ilara smiled, feeling the jungle's heartbeat sync with her own. The mystical compass had led her through the first trial, but many more lay ahead. The shadow loomed, but so did her destiny. And so Ilara's enchanted jungle quest continued, a tale of courage, mystery, and the unyielding call of the wild.